Hey, Jimbo. How was I know we just kind of talked about this a little bit off the air, but how was your fourth?
Not bad. I cooked my burgers, hot dogs, my smoked ribs.
Oh, very nice.
I made homemade potato salad this time around instead of buying the store bought, which where we go, it's not that bad, but I wanted something different.
Right. Yeah, no. I get that. Kind of the same thing here. We had burgers and hot dogs. I had my carb cheat day on the 4th itself on Friday, and then we still had a lot for the weekend. So what I did is I took the burgers and dogs and whatever and put them on my carb-free tortillas, which actually turned out to be not bad. Like, especially the burger. I made like a burger crunch wrap.
Okay.
Like, it's not bad. Like, it's actually pretty good. Like, I was telling my wife the other day, I was like, this is actually some bacon, some cheese on there. You can wrap it up if you want anything else, any other condiments or something like that. You throw that on there. It's like, it was nice. Had some chili cheese dog, like wraps, I guess, if you want to say, So I'm being chili cheese dogs, healthy. Welcome everybody to the countdown. It's your boy King. That's your good friend Jimbo right over there, and we're coming at you here for now week 9 of the well. It's week 3 or week 3. What do we do? Yeah, week 3. Because we did 12, 11, 10. It's week 4 actually.
So it's 4, yeah. Week
4. I forgot how to count for a show called The Countdown. Forgot how to count. It's been a day. All right, just let everybody know it's been a day. What's I got to do about it? Okay, sometimes I forget numbers for a show that kind of requires numbers. Go figure. But yeah, so we are at our 9th overall power ranking week here on our countdown. As we count our way down all the way to the start of the NFL season, we've already done 12, 11, and 10. Now we're at 9, and also today a special treat for everybody. Our second pick number 29, where me and Jimbo have placed at 29 in the power rankings for our Booty Cheeks 5. That's going to be coming up for you here in just a moment. Quickly, want to help us out? Like, share, and subscribe. Helps us out tremendously. Hit that notification bell. Apparently, YouTube's doing that thing. We heard from Hamster the other day that when we went live, he didn't get a notification that we had it. He hasn't been getting the notifications about our uploads. So make sure you check that bell and make sure that you're getting notifications for that if you are subscribed. So please do like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, all that fun, happy horse shit that everybody loves to talk about. If you want to help us out in a little bit more cash money situation, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the description below this video. New merch dropping all the time. We got Buffalo Bill stuff in there. We got the Tush Push shirt in there for the Eagles, 8-bit helmets, more of those coming on the way. Lots of stuff coming. We got coffee, we got mugs, we got banners, we got, again, hoodies, T-shirts, all that kind of shit. I don't know. I it was a mix between shit, and shite. I don't know. It was the whole smorgasbord of curses that I don't know what it was. But again, those links are in the description if you want to help us out. Thank you so very much. Jimbo, not much happening. Training camp, I believe, is only 9 days away too, as we're talking about our number 9 overall pick in our power rankings. I believe training camps start next week. We're only a couple days away from training camp starting, so we're right on the cusp. We're there. Like we said, Hall of Fame game happens at the end of this month. We're in a month where there will be NFL football. However you want to see the Hall of Fame game, it is NFL uniforms on the field, so it does count. Other than that, we are in a slow... So now I think we're hitting the All-Star break here soon for baseball. So even as boring as baseball is, now we're even in a boring time for that because it's going to be a week of nothing. I don't want to talk about how the Yankees did over this weekend because losing 2 out of 3 to the little brother there, the Mets is whatever. I'll say this: it was a gift from us to Frank so that he could enjoy his weekend. I know Frank he was losing his mind with how bad the Mets have been, so we love you, Frank. Congratulations. A gift from Yankee fans and the Yankees to you and all the Metropolitan fans out there. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a great 4th there, Frank. By the way, have you seen him, by the way?
I haven't seen a couple weeks. Like I've
What?
been like kind of staying off Twitter.
I just mean like because again I've known Frank for a very long time, and the people there at Barstool, Matthew Piper Jenks there, who's always with him, and Mikey Betts and the other guys there, who started doing like the Frank's walks with him and helping him try to get healthier, get up, move, go around. Frank has lost a man and a half. Like he's running.
Wow.
Frank is running.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
He was there's we I mean it's been something that we've seen slowly on the social media posts that they've been doing, but like just the other day he was running the in the parking lot outside of Citi Field on the old bases where Shea was. He was running those. He was running in the crosswalk during one of his Frank's walks. Like he's the fact that that's happening. And that Frank is moving and looking as he is right now is nothing short of a miracle. It's really cool to see. So I just wanted to put that out there as well. Like that's absolutely crazy. Now, all that kind of stuff out. We got a little small talk. We got to do this. You got to do a little small talk when you're doing it, the shows like this. But you know what? I think that's enough. I think it's time to let's get down to brass tacks, as they say. Let's jump on over here to the vertical set, as I call it. Me and Jimbo here, nice little fit. We're in a thin mode now, and here we are, the Booty Cheeks 5 NFL Bottom 5 Powerless Rankings preseason. We have here Jimbo as his number 28 overall power rank team in the NFL. He has the Tennessee Titans. I had the New York Jetropolitans. That was back all the way when we did our first one 4 weeks ago. Which now that I know that I remember, I know how to count now. So we have that. So with that being said, it's about time. It's been long enough. Let's reveal who we have as our number 29 overall power rank team going into the 2025 NFL season. Jimbo has who I had at number 28, the New York Jetropolitans. He has a spot lower than the Tennessee Titans. I myself have the Raiders at number 29, sitting there below the Jets. Jimbo, it's been a while since I talked about why I thought the Jets were so bad. Why do you think the Jets are so bad?
I actually think by default they're here because of the other three teams. It's without giving away who the other three teams are.
Right.
I think it's a step and a half above those three other teams. Aaron Glenn, I think, is going to make this team a lot better. And listening to Sauce Gardner or some of the interviews he does, it sounds like the team is buying into Aaron Glenn.
I agree. I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah.
But
quarterback is still the big question mark. You know, what Justin Fields are we getting? Are we getting a Justin Fields from Chicago who, if he had weapons like they had now, could have been good? Or are we going to get Justin Fields that really didn't do much with Pittsburgh? You know, so
but see, you're sounding positive for a team that you have lower than the Titans. Like you're more positive in speaking about the Jets than you are the Titans, which I'm surprised you have him at 29. Then you're like, so Aaron Glenn, I think he's going to do good, and Sauce Gardner, I think he's doing well, but you have them still lower than the Titans. You have them lower than where I had them.
Because with the quarterback position there, like if Justin Fields doesn't show up, I don't care how good the defense is. The defense is not going to win 11 games for them. You know, they may win.
Well, no, I don't think that was ever a question anyway. But to say that I think one of the biggest problems with the Jets especially last season and the last couple seasons was coaching. Was their head coach Robert Saleh was not a good head coach. He was a great defensive coordinator. Do not get it mixed up. I think Robert Saleh is 100% one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. He's back in San Francisco. So, again, that's the thing you have to watch out for, as far as when it comes to the 49ers and thinking, like, where they might go this year. You know, if everybody can stay healthy, they have Saleh back at D coordinator. That's going to be a problem for everybody in the NFC West. But just as a head coach, not great. And overall, organizationally, the Jets are a dumpster fire. And so when you have problems that start at the top and go throughout the office and throughout the rest of the organization, again, look at the Redskins, look at the Browns, look at any team that is perennially horrendous.
Yeah.
And you find those same things. That's why I had the Jets there at 28. Do I think Aaron Glenn will be a better coach than Robert Saleh? I hope so. I think he certainly will have a lot more accountability for the players. I think he certainly will run a tighter ship, as it were. But I certainly think that if the Jets get better, this year will be a stepping stone, but it's not going to start off that way. And that's why I have the Jets where I have them at 28, and you have them at 29. Even though you're optimistic, you sound optimistic, but you do have them there at 29. I have the Raiders at 29, and it's kind of almost the same story. Again, I like that they got Pete Carroll. I think he's a stabilizing force in a team and an organization that has been historically unstable, as it were. And they got Geno Smith. Is he a superstar quarterback? Is he going to stop the world? No, but stabilizing quarterback, I think, okay. They still have Max Crosby. They drafted Ashton Genty. So, there are pieces there that make you say, oh, maybe they can turn things around. But again, I don't think it'll be this year. There are pieces there, but I don't think Geno Smith is going to be the difference maker there. I don't think you're relying on the rookie running back as far as Genty. Even if he does well, you have to take everything else. And on that defense, it's Max Crosby.
Yeah.
And it's Max Crosby, and that's it. And I feel bad. I don't want to disrespect any of the other Raiders on there, and I don't want the silver and black pack coming after me and be like, oh, you don't know about them. Probably not. I don't know. I'm not well versed with the Raiders, other than the fact that they're not great. They could be great. I think the league is better when they are great, but for right now, I don't think they're there yet, and I think most Raider fans would agree. In fact, I remember last year walking through ShopRite, supermarket here, wearing my Giant stuff, and a Raider fan stopped me, and because he was just like, "Oh man, it's a rough time for you guys." I was like, "Yeah, I know it's a rough time for you guys too." He's like, "Yeah, trust me, I know." It's like it was just two fans commiserating about their great, proud teams and just how miserable it's been with how the organization has been going and how it's been run. So I mean, Raider fans they're aware of where their team is. And again, I feel I have the Raiders, and my argument with them for being where they are is a lot like you said. I think for the Jets, head coach, I think is a positive move. They did a positive move in getting Pete Carroll. I think that changes the air in the locker room, the attitude, the demeanor, all that kind of thing. That's a great stabilizing start. Great start. Great foundation to have. Start with Pete Carroll. Change the culture. Get Geno Smith. Stabilize the offense. Get some stable figures in there. Keep everything well. And they can be a surprise. I think they could be a surprising 8-9 team. I think they can get close to that mark if things go right this year. But, as I'm looking at it, as we're starting out this season and how I looked at all the teams, this is where I have the Raiders. It's I know some people will argue and say, well, there's other teams that belong below there. And we still got 3 teams to go, which we'll get to more in three more weeks from now. But that's just where I feel like they can start. Again, where all these teams, how we pick them, our top 12 and our Booty Cheeks 5, how they start is rarely how they finish.
Yeah.
Outside of usually the Jets, Giants, Browns, those things, those guys are going to be there. Those guys are going to be there. There's nothing I can do about that. But that's how we go. So there we are. Booty Cheeks 5. The first 2 picks are out there. At number 28, Jimbo has the Titans, and I have the Jets. At number 29, Jimbo has the Jets, and I have the Las Vegas Raiders. haters. I love doing that. That's just fun. So the Booty Cheeks 5, up to date now. It's been a couple weeks. Glad to see the Booty Cheeks back. Always a fan of seeing Booty Cheeks, as I'm sure everybody else out there is as well. I was going to make a comment about Taylor Swift and Tight End University. I'm not going to do that. I'm above it. I'm a classier person than that.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm terrible.
Push your nose in. Push your nose in.
No, push my nose in what? That's. See, I can't do it. I can't help it. I cannot help myself. God, I must be a better person than this. Anyway, we've seen the Booty Cheeks 5. Let us get to the main event. What everybody's here for on the countdown. Our top 12 power rankings here for the 2025 preseason. We've shown everybody our first three. We started with number 12. We both had the Green Bay Packers. We were in agreement. We think the Packers are the 12th best team in the NFL as it stands right now going into the season. At 11, you have the Minnesota Vikings. I have the Los Angeles Chargers of San Diego at number 11 there. At number 10, you have the other tenant of SoFi Stadium, the Los Angeles Rams there at number 10, whereas I have the Washington Redskins coming off their NFC Championship appearance, surprise NFC Championship appearance, and seeing maybe this, maybe they don't do the sophomore slump there with Jaden Daniels. Maybe they're able to go ahead and capitalize on this, improve the defense, do things like that. I think Washington can do well. So now it is time to reveal number 9. Let me go ahead and I gotta do all these things here. It's crazy. Anyway, pulling up the number 9 power ranking here for Jimbo and myself. And look at that. We got another couple swaps here. Moving around at number 9. Jimbo has the Los Angeles Chargers of San Diego, and I have Jimbo's number 11 team up at number 9, the Minnesota Vikings. Jimbo, what made you put the Chargers up just that one more spot, or 2 more spots, I'm sorry, up above me, where I had them at 11, you have them at 9. Why do you have the Chargers up there at 9?
They just feel like a 9.
Just like it felt like 11. It felt very good. I was hoping maybe I can get a little more insight from you, because I didn't have it. Herbert's good. I like the coach. Give him an 11.
No, but seriously, like, I think another year with Harbaugh is going to do this team really well. I think it's going to help them take a step forward. Mm-hmm. And I do believe Herbert is as good of a quarterback that his stats say. Like, even though people bash him and say he's, doesn't show up in the big spots or whatever, or whatever else they say, I think he's going to prove all the naysayers wrong. He's got a lot of
detractors, but he's also, it hasn't been a stable ride for him in his first couple of years there with the Chargers. So again, I think I agree with you as far as having Harbaugh as a coach now for going into his second year. It feels like, that they have an idea of what they want to be, and it's not as wild or as unpredictable as it was beforehand with old go for it on 4th and 30 from your own 12-yard line or whatever it was. Yeah.
And the defense, even though Bosa was released, however that went, I don't think you're going to see like a drastic change because of that, because he was always hurt. I never thought he lived up to the level he was supposed to.
No, his brother did far more and is far more of, which is funny because Bosa was a huge deal. Joey Bosa, anyway, was huge coming out of Ohio State. And Nick was, I think, the class behind him, so or 2 classes behind him, whatever it was. And it's like, can Nick live up to Joey's reputation? Well, I'll tell you what, Nick, although also very much injured, the Bosas have that injury bug with them. Nick has been, I think so far has had the far more impressive career. Again, going to a couple Super Bowls will do that. Hasn't won it yet, but he's gone to a couple. At least he's been there. He's got the whole sack celebration thing, and he's got the arms, which the wife loves. The wife loves the Bosa arms. Whenever Nick, and she makes sure, she said, Joey's arms aren't the same. Nick's arms. Now, Nick, Nick's arms. That's something to look at. Joey. Ugh. But so yeah, I get that and now he's Joey's off to Buffalo, all that kind of stuff. Chargers still have Khalil Mack. He's not prime Khalil Mack, but he's still Khalil Mack. I would still like him on my team as well.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. So there, Jimbo has the Chargers there at 9. I have the Vikings. Jimbo had them at 11. So we just flopped our 11s, and the reason I have the Vikings is I really do think they're a contender. I really 1,000% do think they are. Again, it's kind of on a caveat that it really is all dependent on J.J. McCarthy. Because that defense is one of the best in the NFL. And I think they didn't get any worse in the offseason. I love the defensive coordinator. I love Brian Flores there. I love their offensive weapons. Again, like I said, Aaron Jones in the backfield. You got JJ on one side. You got Addison on the other. Like, if McCarthy is a guy, even if he's a moderate guy, even if he's so guy,
yeah,
that team can go far. And I think they're a team that not many people, I think, are talking about being one of the contenders to really kind of go far and make it to a championship game or a Super Bowl. I'm willing to do that. Again, I know I have them at 9, so it's like, well, you're talking them up, but they're not that high. I'm starting them here at 9. Again, because how other teams go and how, everything like that. This is how we're going into the season. As the season progresses, I think they can get better, and we'll get a better understanding, a better grasp of how J.J. McCarthy is.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to put him up too high and then be like, ooh, maybe I did a little too high. So this is kind of for me, maybe a little bit of a conservative kind of just. I think they're good. I think they're a contender. It really does depend though on JJ McCarthy, because if he turns out to suck, if he turns out that that's a bust and it didn't work out, having all those offensive weapons doesn't matter, and having a great defense, that defense will keep him in games. It might even get him into the playoffs, but it won't make him a contender. If JJ can start hitting dimes, though, if he really is the guy, I think the Vikings have a real decent shot at the division. I think they have a real decent shot at maybe the number 1 overall seed. I think they have a real decent shot of getting to the show if those things progress. So as long as they stay injury-free and J.J. McCarthy is a good NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
And it seems like everybody in the building, now again, they're going to talk up their quarterbacks no matter what. So saying like, well, everybody in the building really likes J.J. McCarthy. They think he really was good. Everybody fucking says that about everybody. So that's not a big deal. All the Giants fans are losing their mind because they're saying, oh, there's a lot of word coming up there. Jackson Dart looks really good, and Brian Daboll really thinks... Of course they do. They picked him they traded into the first round to get him. They got him. He's their guy. Of course they're going to say, oh, we really like what we see from this guy. What are you going to do? Come out and say, like, I don't know. Maybe we fucked up this one, guys. I don't know if this one's going to work out too well. Like, who the fuck is saying that?
Don't forget, Brian Daboll did say he liked Daniel Jones for a little while there.
Yeah, because Daniel Jones knows. I'm sorry, Daniel Jones is, in my mind, still is a quality NFL quarterback.
Yeah,
I just think that I refuse to let go of that. Is that listen? We all have our vice. Some people drink too much. Some people smoke too much. I believe in Daniel Jones too much. That is my curse. That is my burden to bear. But that is my one ring. I will carry that all the way to Mount Doom, baby. Sorry, I just watched Lord of the Rings this weekend, so I'm a little, I'm in with the Tolkien lore. But yeah, like no team is going to come out there and say like, oh, our guy's not that. I don't know if he's that good. He's not going to be that good. Oh my God. they're going to talk him up. They're going to say he's okay. They're going to say he's like, oh, this guy's he's a real deal. The players come out and say like he's a real leader in the locker room. He's a real deal. People think he's young, but he knows. Of course they're going to say that. They all say that. Yeah. And then once things start going south and things go wrong, it's like I always knew that motherfucker was bad. He was terrible. He was never going to get good. I'm so glad we got rid of him. No, this locker room's going to be a lot better without him. Blah 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 blah. So that's that I'm used to, like that. I don't buy into that. What I do buy into is more of the neutral third party takes, on it. And from people who look at him, saw him in the preseason last year when he played his couple of plays before his knee, I think it was his meniscus was torn or something like that. So,
I thought it was ACL. That's why I missed it.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was any of the ligaments. I thought it was just like the meniscus or something. Let me see.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, his knee moved or whatever.
McCarthy's injury. Let's see. Never doubt me. J.J. McCarthy, the Minnesota Vikings quarterback, suffered a torn meniscus in his right knee during the 2023 preseason. You're one of, see, this is the problem with you, Jimbo. You're one of those people that hears any kind of injury and says, oh, that's ACL. That's like when people were saying like, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, remember when he tore his ACL? No, he tore his Achilles. Didn't tear his ACL. Everybody's first, when somebody hears a leg injury or something like that, they want to say, ACL. Oh, everybody told you ACL. It's not ACL.
If it's just a meniscus, just rub some mud on it. Get back out there.
Get some dirt on it. Walk it off, buddy. Yeah. Walk it off. Come on. What are we doing out here? Put one of those big Stone Cold Steve Austin braces on there. Get your ass out there. Like everybody who saw him there said it was good. Again, like I said, the people in the building, they're like, oh, he's studying film. He's in there every day. He's looking good. Okay, of course they're going to say that. Hearing the third parties come out and say like, J.J. McCarthy has been putting in the work. He does look good. He looked good in the OTAs. He looked good at minicamp or doing whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, well, I'll give it a shot. But that's really, for me, the depending on this, is seeing where J.J. McCarthy is as an NFL quarterback. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen, our first 4 of the 12 in. So that's what, a third. We got a third of this list on already. We're getting closer. We're getting so close. We're in the 50s now. Today's 58.
No, 59.
No, Monday was 59. Today is Tuesday. Yeah. So that's going to be 58. Yeah, Jimbo forgot the magic of television here.
I was excited that I remembered to post on Facebook.
God, don't even get me started. Again, I'm going to go down a whole thing because apparently I'm a beep boop robot guy. I don't know. But so that's it. We're in the 50s now. So by the time the next jerseys come along, because each week I change the jerseys up on the countdown for the kickoff. So by the time the next jerseys come down, we're going to be at 50. Like we're there. Like we are booking, ladies and gentlemen, closer and closer to the NFL season. So like I said, it's in the 90s. It's muggy. It's hot. It's disgusting. There's nothing but baseball on. It's really the worst time in the world to just kind of be a football fan or do anything like that. But we're getting closer. We're there. We're do not despair, because by the time you sneeze, it's gonna be December 12th, and the season's gonna be almost over, and you're gonna be like, man, where did it go? Where did it go? So in this time where we're going ahead and doing all this, please make sure that you appreciate all this happening. By the way, we do have we will be doing a picks league here for Stay Tuned Sports. We're going to post all the stuff later. I'm going to post it on our YouTube as a post a link and everything like that. I'm going to start posting links on Twitter, Instagram doesn't let you link because they're fucking stupid. I would post it on Facebook, but I'm a robot. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But we're going to do a picks league. If you want to go ahead and pick against me and Jimbo like we do for the Friday forecast. Speaking of which, coming up on Friday, the first Friday forecast, AFC East. Me and Jimbo going to let you know how we think the AFC East is going to go this year. There's probably not going to be a lot of surprises. And how we pick. Last year, we kind of went off the rails a little bit.
Just a little.
We kind of went off. This year, I feel like we're going to be a little bit more reeled in a little bit more. We're gonna tighten it up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more predictable. But yeah, we're not gonna go too crazy. You know, I had the Jets winning the fucking division. I think. Did you have the Jets or did you have the Dolphins winning the division? We both had the Bills finishing like third. Like neither one of us had the Bills finish it. We were like, "Oh, the window's closed on the Bills. They're done." You were like, "Oh, DeMar Hamlin's going to be their top corner." Yeah, no, they're not going to be any good. And whoopsie. So like last year, out of pocket. This year, we are very much going to be in the pocket this year. We are not getting out of pocket when it comes to AFC East. But that will be coming up on Friday, and of course the main show, as always, Wednesdays, 4:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, coming at you live on the YouTube. So make sure you watch out for that link. And like I said, if you like, share, and subscribe, hit that bell. You'll be notified when we go live and when any of our videos drop. And yeah, I mean, it's like I said, we're in it now. We're in the full. We're in full mode here now. We're getting in full football mode. We're preparing. Training camp's coming up. We've got the Hall of Fame game at the end of the month. Then we got a couple more preseason games. Then college football starts. Then pro football starts. Then hockey starts. And then we're just back to greatness. And then we're just back to just being happy. That's all we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. We're just looking to be happy. Right now, everything's kind of sports sad. A little sports depression, as it were. We're just looking for a little bit of that sports Prozac. And that'll be coming up for us soon. Jimbo, any final thoughts before we get the fuck out of here?
Two things. Again, keep an eye out at our channel here because I'm going to probably try to do a live stream gaming of me doing NCAA, me as a pro career type thing.
Okay, all right.
And also, as far as your pick, and not to get you going again about the Raiders, I actually had the Raiders at 19.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So you have them 10 spots up.
Same ideas that you did, but I just think
like I said, we each have our different metrics for how we go ahead and put these teams. That's fine. Yeah. That's fine. We're having the Raiders where you are. Like I said, I don't think the Raiders are going to be any great shakes. I think going into the season, again, this is all about how we're going into the season. This is not how I think the season's going to go. This is not how I think they're going to end up. This is how I think they are starting based on everything I know, everything they have, all the moves they've made, draft picks, personnel changes, coaching changes, all that kind of stuff, how I think it's going to go. I think right now, starting in the season, I would put them at 29. That's just how I have it. You have them there at 19.
You're wrong.
That's fine. I'm going to tell people the truth. I do my rankings from 1 to 12, and I do my rankings from 28 to 32. Everything in between, I don't know what the fuck it is. That to me, that's just a jumble mess. I don't do that. You rank everything. You rank 32. Yeah. You have all this stuff. You're far more involved than I am, which is probably the right way to do it. I'm just going to say that I'm probably doing it absolutely the wrong way. In fact, I know I'm doing it. In fact, we know that because I said the Chargers are number 11 on my picks because they feel like an 11. So. Again, that's that hard-hitting, in-depth analysis that you look for right here on Stay Tuned Sports. I put ourselves down so much, and it's like, why would people watch us when we do this? Because I'll say this. I honestly think we make people feel better about themselves.
Yes.
I think people watch us and are like, you know what? I think I might know football. I think I know football at least better than these two guys. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? You're probably right. But I think we're still fun, and I think you still watch us anyway. Thank you so much for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Like I said, Wednesday, the main podcast will be here live, 4:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And, of course, this Friday, the first edition of the Friday Forecast, let you know how we think each of the divisions will end up for the season. That's our actual prediction show, and we'll have more links on there for if you want to join our Picks League and everything like that. We'll have that for you. So until Wednesday, until tomorrow, my name is King. That is Jimbo right over there. I'm going to drink more coffee, and we will see you later.